Hey there. I've been working with APIs for quite a while, and one thing's for certain, they can really drive the user experience. But you know what? In today's world, sometimes APIs can feel a touch slow, and that saps the life out of our services and the joy out of our users. So, imagine I'm your tech-savvy friend, and I've recently been diving into Azure API management. I'm all about optimizing things, and I've hit upon something that could really rev up performance, especially that of an API that's been feeling like it's been running in slow motion, maybe stuck playing it out like this. Improve the performance of an API in Azure API management. Ready? Let's roll into the world of Azure and make this API sing like a top-tier symphony. Now, APIs, they're the backbone of our internet experiences. Without them, we'd be hindered by this unyielding digital divide. We rely on them for searching local businesses, sending payments to friends, or even streaming a live game. But here's the kicker, a little latency can make all the difference, turning a seamless experience into something akin to an agony session. So, as Azure's leading voice, I'm channeling you into the art of caching and why it's not just cool but necessary. Caching, in its simplest form, is like storing the most requested items in the garage, right? Well, in terms of API performance, it's placing frequently requested data in a much quicker cache. When you implement caching using Azure API management, you are preemptively storing these responses, ensuring any repetitive requests are served almost instantly. It's incredible for efficiency, but this is no lightweight feat. It demands a strategic and calculated approach. Let's set the stage in Microsoft's Highlands with Azure API Management, a fortress designed for APIs, which also acts as a smart mediator between your API and its clients. When dealing with this digital fortress, a key player in caching is the caching profiles. Imagine this as your arsenal. Picking the right one with the right weaponry is critical. First up, setting up API management's cache profile. It's just selecting from a few built-in warriors. Azure, bless its name, offers 3 to make your caching battles won. It's like choosing the right armor before a joust. Here's how they perform. 1. The increase caching profile, straightforward with no twists. It just makes sure not to bypass the backend server unless necessary by tweaking timeout and bypass settings. You've got options here for tuning the time a result stays cached based on how hot and heavy you want the traffic to be. 2. Min and tail follow, where things get interesting. Here's the clever bit, instead of just storing and returning results, the cache remembers the most popular responses, and for the rest, it acts like a fetch first, deliver later. This means it'll have more cache hits. It's not just storing, it's remembering and retrieving intelligently. 3. Reduce backend load, the MVP of my arsenal. Now, this one's not picky, it returns whatever it finds cached without much consideration. It's reliable but won't be the one flashing armor in the room. But how to pick, right? Here's my philosophy, it's about the balance. I say lean towards min and tail follow, but with its head, because you want to minimize backend interactions without sidelining popular content. It's about being smart, but doing too much is not my game. After you've got your cache profile selected, setting it into action requires navigating the APIM dashboard. It's like setting sail on the mighty API sea. The profile settings are within easy reach, offering the configuration that will dictate how the API management service catches the responses. As for the actual caching, API management does the heavy lifting internally, utilizing HTTP caching headers, but with APIM, you get to wield this power tactically. setting policies and choosing the right response headers, these become your strategies on the API battlefield. A smart mix, and you're looking at significantly less back and forth between your API and its clients, cutting down on latency just like that. And the benefits? Oh, the benefits are like scoring a goal into the net of performance. Response times are down, client connections are fewer, and backend strain feels like a gentle breeze. Your users get happier, more reliable access, and you get the win. Implementing these strategies is no fairy tale, mind you. There's this aspect called time to live to contend with. It's about balancing the freshness of the data with caching it, so you are not just serving yesterday's news. And then there's TTL's sibling in the family, ATUG values, used with conditional requests to keep those cache hits hitting right, keeping the cache fresh but also not stale. Now, my friend, that's not all we can leap to. API management offers a way to create and publish a custom user interface, allowing for a personal touch in how your API's performance reports are displayed. Visualization here is key, as we don't want to be drowning in data and analytics without seeing the surface above. This way, we can get to the heart of the matter with the best user interaction design. Alright folks, after all of this, we are not just talking about a bunch of technical jargon and setting caching policies. We are looking at transforming the performance of APIs using Azure API management. It's about taking an enterprise approach, one that's strategic, yet ground up, ensuring your API is not just robust enough to stand tall but also swift enough to deliver an out-of-the-water experience for all who make the most of your service. Before I go, here's a tip straight from my playbook. While setting up and optimizing your cache, always remember that caching is just the first move in a game of optimization chess. You're playing for high scores in service stability, scalability, and a delightful user journey. That's the true crown jewel of any API endeavor. So, keep refining, keep innovating, and stay ahead of the curve. Give it up for the mighty Azure API management, letting us streamline those backend services, make those user experiences feel as smooth as butter, and let those APIs do what they do best, serve efficiently and effectively. For all your caching conquests and API strategies, heed my advice and leap towards visiting neeraj.qzz.io. And for those of you eager to subscribe to a stream of TechLab wisdom, do that right there and now. No time like the present. Keep learning, keep growing, and let's march towards more enlightened API practices together.